This time, to graph or to write the equation of my parabola, they've given me zeros, which are also known as the x-intercepts of the parabola, as well as a point somewhere on the parabola. So this time there are 3 points to use. Because they've given me the intercepts, or the zeros, we're going to use intercept form. Again, recall that intercept form looks like y equals a times x minus p, and then times x minus q. And p and q are our two x-intercepts. So again, we're going to replace different variables with values and solve for what's remaining. So the two zeros they've given you, the two x-intercepts, I'm going to label those as p, and I'm going to label those as q. And let's get those replaced first. So again, we're working with opposites. If I want -1 to be my x-intercept, in parentheses I'm going to make sure that says +1. And then if I want +4 to be the other x-intercept, I'm going to put that in parentheses as a -4. Once again, we have too many variables. There's still 3 of them, 3 different variables. So the point of the point is that we have other values to plug in. We have an x and a y value, so let's get those plugged in as well. So y is 2. A is, again, that variable we won't know, that's unknown to us. And then x is 3. In fact, both x's are 3, so replace both x's with that 3. Okay, and we have this equation we now need to solve for a, which we can do because there's only one variable in it. So let's go ahead and, again, follow order of operations and just simplify what's in the parentheses first. Don't try to overcomplicate this in FOIL or distribute, just simplify in the parentheses. So 3 plus 1 gets us a 4, and then 3 minus 4 gets us a -1. All of those values are being multiplied together, so if I rewrite this, a times 4 times -1 is just -4a, and be really careful at this step. A lot of people want to tell me that a is -2 because they're so used to dividing by the smaller number, but remember, do what the problem says. To get rid of the -4 that's being divided by, or being multiplied by a, divide both sides by -4, so a actually works out to be -1/2. Don't rush these, be careful that you get the correct a value. So that a value of -1/2 is telling me that the parabola opens downward. It'll have a maximum value since the parabola opens upside down. It's also going to tell me it's going to be a little bit wider or compressed vertically from the parent function. So we know our a value, but that's not what they asked for. They actually wanted to know the equation. So once again, let's go back to this step right here and plug in the a value we just found. So for our final equation, y and x will still be in there. So we're going to say y equals -1/2. And then x plus 1 to give me my first x-intercept, and then x minus 4 to get my second x-intercept. Once again, if I want to check that solution, I could very easily graph that on my calculator and just check my table for those points. I could look and see if those did appear to be the x-intercepts from the graph, but I would just go to the table and see that that is the equation of this parabola.